We have come out the other end of tinnitus when we're experiencing long periods of silence. It just doesn't matter anymore. It's just irrelevant. We know that if we get into a state and we listen out for danger, it may come back a bit, but we can drop into a calm state and rest in that. That's our new go-to, if you like. So having a healthy practice is a really good way of maintaining this state of well-being. So yoga, tai chi, meditation, spiritual practice, the boat master meditation. I think the boat master meditation is one of the most helpful ways of tracking how you are in body and mind. When we can sense our midline and we can just anchor into the ground, this is a really good indication that we're in a good space. And as you know by now, when we're in a good space, the senses are on resting mode, quietly pottering along, ignoring the world until we need to focus on something. So to stay well, to stay in long periods of quiet and silence, it's helpful just to have a regular practice of checking in and seeing how you are inside. And it's really helpful to just not think about tinnitus. So by now you're very good at stepping over the top of tinnitus. Yawning, stretching, facial massages, moving quickly onto other things, connecting with people, eating, doing things you love doing your work, tending to yourself. Now that you've come out the other end of tinnitus, you're probably very good at self-soothing. You've got a much better sense of self-awareness. You know what you need and you know how to look after yourself. So in this space, you really genuinely be grateful to your tinnitus because it's just a healthometer. It's just a feedback loop saying, whoa, you're getting a bit activated, a bit alerted here. And it's a gentle tap on the shoulder to come back to a state of well-being. So to stay in silence is to have a really nice balanced lifestyle and to keep one foot firmly in the camp of self-care and knowing when you start approaching your limits, recognizing those telltale signs that the mind starts racing, the body starts tightening up, the tinnitus may reappear. When you start getting these little signals, nip it in the bud, take action immediately. In the moment, yawning, stretching, facial massages, and just tipping back into self-care. So maybe you've forgotten about your tinnitus, you're getting on with life, you're not doing much self-care, and the tinnitus just appears over the horizon. Just step gently back into more yoga practice, tai chi, whatever it is you've learned that really works for you and brings you back to a state of calm. At this level, a simple yawn or just stretching for 10 minutes can switch it off. So it's really a very helpful symptom at this level now. And if my tinnitus ever comes back, it really is like a friend because I immediately think, oh, well, I've just had too much salt to eat, or, yeah, I've got a bit of a cold, or I've been overdoing it. Thank you, tinnitus. I'll just go to bed early. I'll ease back. The driver in me can just, I've learned to really sit back, slow down, and rest inside my skin bag and connect to a sense of well-being. And that's enough just to keep it at bay. So do congratulate yourself for all the work you've done on yourself. By now you've really learned what works for you, what helps you settle. Hopefully you've got a good support network around you if you need help and support from therapists. And hopefully you've got a really well-developed toolbox of different strategies and techniques you can put into practice when you need them, depending on how the body is feeling. If you need to get the hell out and escape, sitting on a meditation cushion is not going to be helpful. It's much better to go for a run or a walk. Whereas if you feel very mental and your head's racing, it may be very helpful to slow it down with slow movement or yoga and Tai Chi body practice to help the mind slow down. And then you can move into a deep meditation really much more efficiently. So it's really helpful to just know what works for you and to have your support network there if you need it. But do keep a foot in the camp of self-care. It's so much easier if you take a bit of action now as a preventative measure rather than needing to have a lot of support if you go into overwhelm or go over your limits. A little bit of work in a good place is easy to keep things at bay. It vaccinates you against stressful situations in the future or crises. So do congratulate yourself for getting to this really good space now.